YouTubers, Pastor Bob. Well, I hope you guys are all having a blessed week. Mine's going pretty good. We're out in the backyard today. We'll see if we have any noise pollution as we get going. You know, we were up well over 100 degrees for like the whole month of August. And our tomatoes, I thought they were done. You know, they started to not produce near as much. But man, I'll tell you what, it's been getting cooler at night. And now these guys are flourishing again. It's nothing for my wife to go out and pick 80, 90 tomatoes in one picking. I wish you guys lived closer. I'd have tomatoes for everybody. But anyway, listen, I wanted to talk to you about prayer. You know that almost everybody, the hardest thing in their life is their prayer life. There's just so many distractions and so many things that keep us from having a good prayer life. And that's what I wanted to talk to you about. You know, it's very hard to put aside time for prayer. I mean, most of us do it at the end of the day when we're dog tired. We just can't wait to get up and get into bed. But there's other times during the day that you need to set aside to pray about certain things. And one of mine is every day when I walk Brody. I'll take Brody out for a walk every evening after the sun goes down. You know, it's usually about 1 to 2 miles, and that gives me a half an hour. And I pray about certain things during that half an hour. And that's what I wanted to talk to you guys about. There are certain things that when you go through the day and you realize, you know, I need to pray about that. People, listen, you need to write it down. You need to make a list of things you need to pray about. And I wanted to bring up just a couple of things that you need to add to that list of things you need to pray about. And one of them is for the end times harvest. You know, I don't think anybody can deny that we're living in the end times. Our world has changed completely upside down in the last 6 months. And this is what Matthew tells us in Matthew 9:37-39. He says, "Then he said unto his disciples, The harvest is truly plenteous, but the laborers are few. Pray ye therefore the Lord of the harvest, that he will send forth laborers unto the harvest." You know, that's one of the things when I'm on that walk with Mr. Brody every night, there's 2 things I pray about during that half-hour walk. I always pray that the Lord will put a fire in every single believer on this earth, and they will witness to others, and that he will use us for this end-time harvest. I pray for that every day on that walk. And another thing I pray for every day on that walk is every one of you. For every YouTuber who has ever contacted me or watches my channel, I pray that God would bless them, meet their needs, emotional, financial, spiritual, and that God would draw each and every one of them closer to him. Those are 2 things I pray for every night when I walk Mr. Brody. The end times harvest and for all YouTubers. Another thing you need to pray for is your family and friends. This is what it says in Matthew 10:12-13. "And when ye come into a house, salute it. And if the house be worthy, let your peace come upon it. But if it be not worthy, let your peace return to you." People, listen. You need to pray for all your family and friends. And when you go to someone's house, you need to take a minute. And the minute you walk through that front door, when you go to knock on the front door, put your hand on that doorpost and say, "Father, I pray that your peace would come upon this house." You know, there's a lot of people whose homes are hurting. Their house is not a house of peace. And that prayer right there, you praying for peace to come to that house, that could change that family. That could change those lives. You need to do that. And another one is Matthew 10:42. This is what it says. "And whosoever shall give a cup to drink to one of these little ones, even a cup of cold water only, in the name of a disciple, verily I say unto you, he shall not lose his reward." People, you need to pray for all the little children in your life. Your own kids, nieces, nephews, grandkids, you need to pray for all the little kids in your life. Pray that God would protect them, keep them healthy, and draw them into the kingdom. You need to pray for all those people. And the next thing is, you need to never give up. When it comes to prayer, you never give up. I think we got a train coming. Okay, train's gone. Okay, never give up. This is what it says, Matthew 15:21-28. Behold, a woman of Cana came out of the sea coast, and cried unto him, saying, Have mercy on me, O Lord, thou son of David. My daughter is grievously vexed with the devil. But he answered not a word. And his disciples came and besought him, saying, Send her away, for she is crying after us. But he answered and said, I am not sent but to the lost sheep of Israel. Then she came up and worshipped him, saying, Lord, help me. But he answered and said, It is not meet to take the children's bread and give it to the dogs. And she said, True, Lord, yet the dogs eat of the crumbs that fall from the master's table. And he said unto her, O woman, great is your faith. Be it done unto thee even as thou wilt. And her daughter was made whole that very hour. So here this lady comes up to the Lord, and she's asking him for help, and he's not saying a word. And the disciples, they're like, shoo her away, get rid of her. In other words, what they're saying to her is, lady, your kid's hosed. We're not doing nothing for you. Get out of here. Go away. And then finally Jesus says to her, he says, you know what? It's not meet to take the children's food and cast it to the dogs. He called her a dog. She didn't even care. She said, yeah, but listen, sometimes the crumbs fall and the dogs eat them up. And he goes, you know what? You have great faith. Be it done unto you even as you will. Listen, this woman didn't give up. He didn't answer her. The disciples tried to shoo her away. Finally called her a dog. She still wouldn't leave. She sat right there, and she wasn't about to leave till she got what she wanted. People, it's that way in prayer. You never give up, because God answers every prayer. He might not answer it the way you want, but he will answer it. So I want you to remember those four things. Pick a time during the day that, like right now, is wasted time. Maybe it's a time when you go to work and you're driving. Maybe it's a time when you're just sitting alone, when you have a few time. But pick a time during the day when you have a few extra minutes and write down these things, so during that time you can remember to pray for them. And what you need to pray for is pray for the end times harvest. Pray for your family and friends and their homes. And when you go visit them, you put your hand on that doorpost and you pray that God will bless that home. Pray for all the children in your life. People, you can pray for me too, and for this ministry. I would appreciate that. Anyway, I hope you all have a blessed week. I pray that God will bless each and every one of you on the other side of this screen. Always remember, heaven or hell, it's your choice. Just remember, once you take your last breath, it's a done deal. Well, it's the end of September, and as you guys can see, we still have more tomatoes than we can possibly use. On a normal day, my wife will come out here and get about 80 tomatoes at one picking.